Hello all, thank you so much for joining. My name is Mike and I head up business development for DynamicPoint. Today we're going to be looking at the SharePoint portal product, specifically looking at use cases by industry for the product. Our agenda will include a basic demonstration of the portal, as well as the road to automation. We'll look at customer use cases and look at some of the numbers behind these. Next, we will shift to features of the portal, as well as a definition of these features and which are the most popular. And then lastly, we'll look at these features by industry, specifically looking at which industry seems to favor which features when they implement a portal for either their customers or their vendors. First, let's start with a definition and a demonstration of what a portal is. Our portal product leverages Office 365 SharePoint as its framework, and then our application enables the inclusion of data from various ERP and CRM systems. So let's look through some of this functionality, and then we'll talk about some of the automation capability, including the ability to introduce workflow, AI, to achieve ultimate business automation with the product. Here we have a sample customer portal. Let's look at some of the things we've included. Ability for customers to log on, see their sales orders, including the status of the orders in the fulfillment process, drill into line items, as well as print these orders. Printing actually calls the underlying ERP report, and that could be generated in real time directly from the portal. Other options are to include invoices, as well as the ability to pay invoices. So you can see I could click on these and click the pay button or print them from here as well. Looking at a vendor portal really quick, we have POs, the ability to drill into purchase orders, as well as update, acknowledge status, as well as delivery dates. So as you can see, really any data within my ERP system could be included on these portals. So it really is a window into that information within your system of record, including the ability to manage company information. If I look at a service portal, it's going to be more geared towards service calls and appointments, as well as equipment issued to that customer. If I look at a supplier or manufacturing portal, it's going to be more geared to production orders, bill of materials, inventory, things like that. So this lays the basis of self-service for our portal products. Introducing workflows, we could take processes that are normally done manually and automate them, such as contract renewal. So here you can see I have a contract expiring. I could send out a notification and an invite to renew it. My customer or vendor could then complete that renewal process, and then I could have workflow and managerial approval of that request, with ultimately that updating the status of the contract in the ERP system. If I look at another example from the vendor side, an onboarding process, the ability to request a new vendor, supply details from an internal perspective, send that invitation to the vendor, as well as, again, workflow and managerial approval of that new vendor request. Let's briefly look at a couple of those examples. So let's start with the contract renewal. I'll look at contracts in the system. I'll request a renewal of one of them. If I were to look at my email, that's going to send me an actual contract request. Here you can see I could renew that review that contract using the DocuSign interface, as well as provide my electronic signature and complete it. That gets routed for an internal review. So you see my next request is to review that contract that was just processed. And then after the review of this, I could approve or reject it. Upon my approval, this will update the contract expiration in the underlying system of record, or the ERP system. If I were to look at a vendor request, here I have the ability to complete a form requesting a new vendor. Again, they're going to get an email utilizing the DocuSign interface. In this case, I'm going to have to complete vendor onboarding steps, filling out the pertinent information, providing any contract details or government forms such as W-9, as well as signing them. This will again go for an internal approval, and then upon completion of that internal approval, it will create the vendor record in the underlying ERP automatically for me. So I know that was quick, but that's just a couple brief examples of automation use cases. So now that we have the portal introduced as far as what it's capable of, let's look at some of the numbers behind our customers and what they're using the portal for. First of all, let's look at a general overview of customer versus vendor portals. So as you can see, the vast majority of our implementations are for customers who want to share and provide insight into their ERP data to their customers, and that represents about 75% or 3/4 of our install base. The remainder is heavily favored towards vendor portals, and this is enabling collaboration with my partners, the ability for them to see contracts, to see their own orders, to look at their invoice status, etc. And the remainder are more internal facing, such as the ability to provide it with contractors or sales representatives. So sharing that information with internal people or maybe contractors don't really fit into the customer or vendor mold. So next, let's look at those customer portal implementations and look at the various industries that comprise those customer portal implementations. So as you could see here, service industries are the bulk of the customer portal implementations, followed by manufacturing, and then the rest is fairly broken up here between distributors, government, and healthcare clients. So something to note about these numbers, the portal product is fairly new product for us, so I would expect these to change over time, but this is obviously the areas that have seen the greatest recent adoption or new adoption of the portal implementation by customer. So now if we were to look at these customer portals and look at the features that you're using or that they are using, first of all, let's go into each of these ultimate capabilities of the portal, and then we'll see which one seems to be the most popular. So financial management. The financial management aspect of a customer portal is that it is being used to share invoices, as you can see, statements, monitor due dates, discount status, ACH information, payment details, application of credit memos, etc. So really all things financial that I'm looking to share with my customers using this portal. Support, creation of service orders, order status, call summary, resolutions, appointments, resource assignment. Data management. So data management is just basically that I'm allowing my customers to manage their own data, and this could include such things, simple things as addresses or financial details such as tax registration, personnel, phone numbers, etc. So really all over the place, but really just enabling my customers to update or manage their own data through the portal. Order management, view, edit, create orders. So this is order creation, RMA, return management authorizations, order status, print orders, update delivery, etc. Right? So a big range of options there. Contract management, the ability that they are using the portal to store and maintain contracts, as well as contract renewal, expiration, electronic signature. Track assets that have been issued to a customer, including maintenance schedules, as well as the tracking information for those assets. Reporting, share dashboards and KPIs, generate reports. Appointments, book service appointments, show schedule of existing appointments, reminders and workflows. Fulfillment details, jobs, order status, track shipments, delivery dates, percentage of completion. So if we were to look at those features, you could see the popular one by far here is financial management. And again, that's the ability to share invoice status, payment of invoices, things like that, ACH information with my customers, followed by support. Close third there is data management, followed by order management, contract management, asset tracking, reporting, appointment, and last but not least, fulfillment details. So again, those are just looking at customer portal implementations and the features that are being implemented the most, or the most popular features. If I were to look at those features and break them up by industry, we also see another trend emerging here. So for service organizations, you can see financial management, support, data management, contract management, asset tracking, and appointment management. For manufacturing, you can see the breakdown there. For healthcare, you can see it's different features. For government, there seems to be different features there that are more popular. And last is distributors. And this grid right here is going to represent the basis of our future videos, that we are going to look at each of these industries, the service industry, the manufacturing industry, and look at these specific features that they are using and go into further details on each of the of those verticals of which these industries are using the portal product for, specific to customer portal implementations. As you could probably figure, we could do that same analysis for vendor portal implementation. So if we look at vendor portals, the vast majority of those are being used by manufacturing companies, followed by healthcare and government, and then last, financial service organizations. If we look at the features of a vendor portal, again, financial management, same idea as the customer portal, as opposed to being on the accounts payable, or I'm sorry, the accounts receivable side, it's on the accounts payable side. Order management, as opposed to these being sales orders, these are POs, confirming receipt of POs, print orders, update delivery status. Contract, as opposed to being customer contracts, they're vendor contracts. Data management, as opposed to managing customer data, these are vendors managing their own data. And then last, fulfillment. So again, if we were to look at the popularity of those, you see this is more distributed. You see more of an even split between financial management, order management, and contract management, followed by data, and last but not least, in both cases, was fulfillment details. If we were to break this up by industry, again, you see it a little bit more of an even distribution here between manufacturing, healthcare organizations, government, as well as financial management. As you can see, these financial management features seem to be the most popular across the board for both customer as well as vendor portals, followed by order, contract, data, and then fulfillment details. Again, this will become the basis for our following series, where we're going to look at each of these industries and how they're using these capabilities within a vendor portal in this case. So again, that sets us up. So we're going to break down our portals by both customer and vendor. We are going to go through each of those industries that we just introduced: service, manufacturing, healthcare, government, financial, and distributors. And we're going to review each of those with customer examples. So look forward to you joining. Thank you so much for watching our intro. And if you're interested in any of the individual industry-specific ones, please stay tuned for those videos as well.